All right, it's Monday. We got a lot going on today. Already jumped off to a long start, so we'll pick up the vlog right now. We just got this midnight purple R34 GTR back from full PPF. So we sent this to our friends at PFS here in Orange County. They did a one-stage paint correction on it and full PPF on the car. It looks absolutely incredible. The color really pops after the paint correction, and then of course the PPF is going to fully lock that in, so it looks super good. And I'll move it out into the sun and drop a little video to give it kind of a better idea what that color looks like here shortly. But overall, super good job on the car. This is for a customer that wanted the car PPF'd pre-delivery, which is something that we can do here depending on what you want. What's interesting about the R34 GTR is, like, a lot of modern cars, as well as cars that were sold here in the United States, they actually have templates for them now, so you can just kind of cut it, or the machine auto cuts it. This has to be all done by hand, so every single cut through here, all done individually by hand. And you can see they do a really good job of tucking the edges here. What I like about this company is they're so extremely thorough that you actually can't even tell there's PPF on the car. They do an insane job. All of the relief cuts are barely noticeable, so really cool to have this back. Excited for him to get the car, you know, obviously in perfect condition. But let's move it into the sun here, and I'll give you a look at what this looks like with some proper lighting. All right, next thing we got going on today is this white R32 GTR. We just had a customer come check this thing out. This has been in our inventory for a little bit. It's a completely stock car minus the seat, coilovers and exhaust, but is a really good looking car, and hoping that it finds a new home here relatively soon. We've got this Evo and the Euro R finally getting ready to ship, so those are going to be leaving us. And back from the Long Beach shop, as you saw last week, is the red S15 Spec R. So we got to take kind of a look at this car here and get a good overall look on what the condition is on this car. There's a customer who's interested in buying it, but he lives in Texas, so he is kind of holding off on flying out here to look at it in person until I go through it really thoroughly. There's a bunch of photos and videos and things that he wants to know about the car, which is all part of, I guess, selling the car. So there's some little things that he wants to see: window trim, dash, overall condition, some things that don't totally show up perfectly in photos, as well as some additional video kind of showing how these over fenders are done. I know we touched on this in the last video a little bit, but these are aftermarket over fenders, and it's kind of interesting. You could see this has this kind of like indent in it, which obviously a design thing here, but the fenders are completely molded. So unlike the GTT, we don't have any lines or anything with the over fenders that they did there. It's just a wider fender, which again, kind of a strange thing to do to an S15, but I guess if you wanted a wider tire or for some drift purposes, there was that. But the S15s themselves do already have a pretty defined rear quarter on them. So I mean, I kind of prefer the stock body lines, but I can see the difference here. You can see these fenders have the arch here, and then I can show the dent in the back, whereas this one is just going to be completely flat here, no indentation, and then also no arches on the rear quarter. So I get why they did it, but definitely a matter of taste and preference. Again, factory spec R front bumper, factory spec R rear wing, so there's some pluses there on these cars for sure. So we're gonna hop into this car, really dig through it, show kind of all the little imperfections, as well as make some notes on what we could possibly do to make it a little bit nicer if there were some specific things the customer wanted. So that is what I will be doing for the next hour of my life. This is Wednesday, another busy day here at the Cypress location. Wrapping up a few things here before heading back over to Long Beach to get the Motec up and running on the R32 GTR. We've got a customer that just left here for this car now, hoping this one works out. This has been one of those cars where we've had a few people come to see it. It's a really, really nice car. It's just maybe not their style. So basically, if this guy doesn't end up taking this car, we're gonna restyle this car, change the wheels, ditch the rear wing, maybe switch up the way the car looks a little bit, add some different things to it. It has a Z-Tune bumper on it, but not the side skirts and rear spats, which is something that I think people are kind of starting to come to expect at this point. Similar to like what we did on this car, which is a little bit different. We didn't do the side skirts and rear spats in Nismo like we traditionally do. We did Kansai service, super cool tuning shop in Japan, but this car has turned out super, super cool so far. Again, Z-Tune front bumper, which looks really good. Has the Impul engine cover on it, which is really cool. Nismo hard piping kit. But here on the side skirts, instead of the color match, we went with carbon. So again, this is from a company called Kansai Service. We order these from Japan, have them shipped in, and have been trying them on some of the cars. The rear is a little different in that it's actually more of a defined spat than kind of like a lip style like the Nismo ones would have. But overall, it's a really, really cool look for the car. I think tying it in with the carbon piece back here also looks really good. So it's given us a pretty cool different take, something that's a little outside of what we traditionally see on so many of the R34s that are just going straight to all the Nismo looking aero. So I don't know if the customers are going to appreciate that for being different, or they're going to think it's strange and weird, but I personally really like the way it looks, and I'm hoping that whoever takes an interest in this car is going to like that too, not ask us to switch it. But I guess the Nismo stuff is still relatively accessible to get, so not terrible there. We did have a customer come earlier for an R32 GTR that we did a little test drive on. Had someone come look at the S15 here, and R34 GTT. Again, kind of one of those big debates. What do you get if that's in your price range to get an R34 GTT or Silvia S15 Spec R? Both of them have their redeeming qualities. The S15 Spec R kind of stands on its own as being kind of that final Silvia. So the S15, the last of the Nissan Silvias, is unique in that it kind of is like the R34 GTR of Silvias, if you will, or the FD-RX-7 or A80 Supra, where it's kind of the last one. Kind of stands on its own. The R34 GTT kind of is the lower tier variant of the R34 GTR. So we do have some people that feel like getting an S15 feels like it's more its own car, whereas getting an R34 GTT feels like you're kind of not getting the best possible one you could. But this is the R34, or I'm sorry, the S15 in question. Between this and getting an R34 GTT, what would you get? And I mean, personally, I really like the R34 GTTs. I think they are probably a better car, but the styling of the S15 is just so good. I mean, really, really good. The car looks so nice, and I mean, it takes a good amount of work, I think, to get an S15 up to the level of overallness of a Skyline, but you get so much with these cars. You get the 6-speed transmission, which you don't get with a GTT. It has an SR20 DET blacktop, so still a turbo engine, but as an SR20, so you lose a little displacement instead of the RB25 that you would get, 2.5 liter that you'd get in a Skyline. But it really does come back to, man, these cars look so good, really good. So if you're looking for something that hits all the styling cues, you want to pull up in something that looks great, is going to age really well, and kind of always be cool and never really be compared to anything else other than other S chassis, then this absolutely has to be the car, in my opinion. We do have another appointment coming for an R32 GTR. This car here is great. It's a just completely stock R32 GTR in white. One prior owner in Japan prior to coming here, and it's just a good stock car. It's got coilovers on it, but everything else in the car is original, which is nice. Even the radio, which is kind of different. We don't really see a lot of totally stock radios in these cars anymore. No dash bubble, which has kind of become a thing that a lot of buyers are really interested in with the R32s. Just as dashes gets harder and harder to buy and find and replace, keeping this area clean and nice and tidy is important. So this is a great car for somebody who wants to start with something just kind of clean and stock. 10 out of 10 would recommend, and I'm hoping that this guy takes it. So after we get a chance to kind of show this car, bring it up for a drive, see if he's interested in it, I'm going to be getting back to my own R32 GTR over at the Long Beach shop, where Sean and Ernie are already working with the Motec to try to get everything set up for the next round of Nissan Challenge, which is coming this weekend. All right, guys, it is Thursday. Clock is ticking, but the car is starting to look more like a car. We've got the hood on, we got wheels on. We have it set here to go onto the dyno so we can get some tuning done on this thing. We have the Motec dash in finally, so that is looking pretty good. So that's pretty nice. We don't have the housing and surround in for it yet, but good enough for right now. So looking forward to getting this thing set. We have Motec support getting ready to come online, so we can kind of start going through this and working through the tuning process. Hopefully have this thing up and running by the end of the day, because tomorrow is the day that we leave for Buttonwillow. All right, we've got the car on the dyno. Everything is hooked up and connected to there. Roman is in Texas doing his work on the car. But right now, I am taking off for a moment. We've got the truck loaded up with our next kind of thing we need to do, which is going to be getting the old tires off of these wheels, mounting a balance, some new tires. These are the Yokohama Advan AO55. So a little different than what we're used to running. AO52 is what we usually run, but you can see caution. Designed and sold for circuits, not in public for roads. So this is what we're gonna run. This is within spec of what I'm allowed to do. Good to 40 tread wear. So that's what we're rocking with right now. We're gonna take these over to our friends at Revolution Wheel and Tire, get these mounted in balance so we can get them thrown on the car. One less thing we're gonna have to do tomorrow before we take off. That's going to wrap it up here for tonight. Got the Advan AO55s set to go on tomorrow, but first a few things need to change on the R32 to make the Motec happy, but hopefully get that finished up tomorrow and be on our way to Buttonwillow for the next round in Nissan Challenge. Good morning, guys. It's Saturday. We got the sound of race cars in the background. It is a nice sunny morning here in Buttonwillow, California. Getting some things touched up here before getting ready to head out for kind of the first little session of testing today. Again, the Motec is in, so we're going to be data logging, recording some live data on how the car is doing coming back in, and then Roman is going to tap into the Motec and see how things are going. But right now it is time to start getting ready and dress, get the safety gear on, get in the car, take it out for first little session with all the new stuff. All right, so we're fresh off. The car feels noticeably different, which is pretty cool. So I'm liking how that is all feeling. Got one practice session in here. We've got Roman on the other line here from Art of Assembly, coming to us live from Dallas, Texas. Tuning the Motec, making some slight adjustments, some changes, looking through the data. There's a couple of spots where there's some hesitations that I noticed, so it's kind of eyeing that up for me, getting this thing sorted, and hopefully run a few quick tests here, see if everything is good, and we'll be back on track, the healthy car. One incredible thing about this Motec is that it is from Art of Assembly, which means that it comes with support. So right now, Roman is looking through everything from my last time on track and seeing what he can figure out is going on, and he's going to give me a call here shortly to go over all of this data, see what we can learn from it, let me know what's changed, so I can make all of those adjustments or expect those adjustments.
Okay. Alright, maybe later you guys can send me a picture of that, but I think from what we saw on the dyno the other day and a little bit today, it's overrunning the regulator just a bit.
Okay.
And I saw that on the dyno the other day, but didn't think much of it. But now looking at it on the track, it looks like it makes the car run a little rich in a couple of places. As the regulator in the car gets hot, the fuel will not want to return as quickly as when it's cold.
All right, we are loaded up, ready to head back home. It is so hot. You guys saw my Instagram video. I was dying when I got out of the car. Really, really warm here today. It's 90-ish degrees right now. Feels like it's in the mid 90s. And obviously in car, on track, way different temperatures. So it's for sure over 100 degrees in there, especially with the helmet and everything on. It's crazy. So I'm gonna drink a bunch of fluids right now. But the car held up, did good. A few little bumps, which I was expecting, obviously with the new setup. But huge shout out to Roman at Art of Assembly for being literally on call for the whole day, making sure that things were up and running properly. But successful day here overall for sure. So I think 4th place is where we're at currently. So we're gonna go hop in, see the final results, and see where everything is. But other than that, get home and probably sit in the pool and drink like a bunch of hydration packets.